What's up, guys? I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, so I thought I'd give you an update on things that have been going on with this project. I've been really busy with work and all these other excuses. I've just got back from Las Vegas and on vacation, and my coworker is about to go on maternity leave at work, so it's going to be really busy for the next couple months, and it has been really busy. But I just wanted to upload a quick video to let you guys know what's been going on. And not really a whole lot has been going on, unfortunately, with this project. Because I spent most of my budget and I'm trying to figure out how to obtain more funding to upgrade different things on this truck so I can get you guys better quality videos and something to watch. But I do have a few things that I'm working on that I'm going to be showing you guys in the next few days or weeks, and that's going to be a lot of body work, and that's what I've been doing. I'm going to show you kind of how the poor man does the body work on stuff like this. Here, let me turn down the exposure a little bit. There, that's better. I'm working on the grill right now, and I've been doing a lot of sanding and grinding and polishing and welding and you name it. So I'm going to have a video on how to, basically the poor man's way to fix up a grill for a truck like this. And we're going to be doing a little bit of that. So you guys will see the grill being put back together and in better condition, and I'm going to end up painting it and spray bombing it. So everything that I'm doing here is just with a limited amount of tools and funds and doing it the poor man's way and just kind of showing you guys how I do things, and that's pretty much what this channel is about. It may not always be by the book or the most professional way to do things, but I make sure that things are safe and that it gets the job done, and that's pretty much all we're going to do with this project for the time being. So just another update. I've been watching a lot of videos on Chevy 235s that have been really hopped up, and this one is, but it's got the stock cam in it, and I'm gonna have to upgrade the water pump on this engine anyway, because this is the long shaft one. So I'm gonna need a short shaft water pump when I drop it in, because I've got this fancy new aluminum radiator, and it's gonna need a lot more room under the hood. So I'm going to upgrade the water pump, which means I'm going to have to drain all this fluid out of it anyway. And what I plan on doing is, since I've got all this new carburetors and exhaust and new intake and all that, I decided, oh, what the heck, they sound really good with a cam. So I'm going to look up at some options for camshafts for this motor to give it a nice duration, and I just want it to sound nasty, you know, and hopefully hop up the performance of it. It's pretty high compression as it is. I want to say it's making about 147 pounds per cylinder in that ballpark, which is, for these motors, is pretty good. And I kind of want to take a lot of it apart and just make sure that things are breaking in properly, and just kind of do some specs on it. And I might look at some different valve springs and things like that. Maybe look at the push rods and see how those are wearing in. So it's always good with a rebuild like this to look at everything once it's been running a little bit. And so I really have always wanted to put a cam in this motor, so it's coming to the time where I might do that. It's hydraulic lifters, and I'm not sure what duration or lift I want on it. Just whatever I think is going to work best for this. And currently it's points ignition, but eventually I have plans to replace that coil, and I'm going to put HEI distributor in it. So we're going to have a nice hot spark to go with that new cam, and I'm going to put new spark plugs in it. And I'm really going to hop this motor up and really wake it up. And it runs just fine like it does right now. It'll go really well, but I really want to add some lope to it and give the carburetors some justice on their performance. And there's nothing like the split manifold 235s that they came in them. They just sound so good. So hopefully in the near future I'll have the funding to do that, and you guys can see a video on that. And then it's good to know that The other day, I found out I'm going to need to do some grinding on these pins here anyway, because I don't know for a fact if I'm going to have an exhaust leak yet or not, because there's almost no back pressure running straight headers like this, so I don't know if we're going to have an exhaust leak, but I have heard that you need to take these pins here and shave them down a little bit so that they get a good even bite on the intake and the exhaust. So I don't know if you can see this, but there's a pin that's down there that's not exactly where I want it. So I'm going to have to do some grinding on that a little bit. Like I say, it's been running fine like this, but the mounts on all of that could be a lot better. So we're gonna fix that as well, and just do a lot of upgrading to this motor, even farther than what I've done it. And that means a retune will have to be done as well, and then I'll be able to install a hard line for the vacuum advance as well and get all that done. And I'm just really going to finish buttoning up everything on this motor to get it ready to go. And you'll see a video. I'm still working on the rear end on this. I've got it pretty much all apart, but I am going to upgrade to roller bearings in the front and the rear, so you'll see an upgrade video on that. And I'm going to cut these axle mounts here, and we're going to swap them so I can put lowering blocks in the back. And I'm only going to lower this truck maybe, I don't know, 5-6 inches at the very most. And it's going to be on pretty much a stock suspension setup. I don't have the funding or the desire to put independent front suspension in it right now. I kind of just want to get the thing rolling, but I also want it to look good. So we're going to do that. And I've considered, with the motor being beefed up, I've looked at possibly doing a power steering upgrade with it using the stock steering box, which can be done, but it requires a lot of plumbing. So there's a lot of stuff I have planned. I've just got to shuffle some things around and kind of adjust my funding a little bit so we can get this done. I got my welding bottles filled today and my little brazing torch over there ready to go. So be on the lookout for my video on this grill. That'll be the next step, and we're going to prep it for paint so that I can get a nice looking grill on the front of this truck. And we're going to do the same thing with the bumpers. So right now it's just a bunch of body work and just a waiting game until I can get things shuffled around. I've got a lot of different things I need to pay off, unfortunately, before, but such is life. Anybody that's restoring one of these old trucks knows how it goes. So, oh, and another thing, I'm looking for a Chevy T5 5-speed out of an S10, so hopefully soon. You've already seen my video on the gear ratios and how a 5-speed is going to work with this motor. If you haven't, you should check it out. And I do an explanation on gear ratios and how fast I predict this motor is going to propel this truck with a transmission like a 5-speed. So I'm going to have that available to you, so you can check that video out in the meantime and some of my other videos. And we're going to have a 5-speed on this thing. We're going to have a good looking new grill on it, a beefed up rear end, and just a bunch of stuff, one step at a time. So I appreciate your patience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.